Hey, good morning. Ooh, my voice sounds starting to sound we're on the I felt okay this morning. I still feel like I'm still congested, still snotty crap, but I'm feeling a little better. A little better. Um what's up? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I woke up, this is the earliest I've woke up in, well, I think there was another day this week that I woke up. Zach and Porter in the house. Get to the point. Get to the point. Uh, I'll charge, if you want me to get to the topic, I'll charge $25. $25, and I'll send you the transcript so you don't have to listen to me talk about what I had for dinner last night. Dinner last night was just rice and vegetables, which I need to be eating more rice and vegetables and fruit. I've been kind of getting. I do it the last couple winters since I started eating better. I just, my diet heads off the rails like in November. I'd say Thanksgiving, but it's like earlier than Thanksgiving. And then it's just off the rails through December. And then there's cookies and candy. Speaking of food, you know what I did yesterday or a couple days ago? I got some yogurt because yogurt's, kind of good for you. So I got some yogurt the other day. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I love frozen yogurt. I love frozen yogurt. So I'm like, yeah, I could probably put this yogurt in the freezer. Here's the thing. Freezing yogurt and frozen yogurt, two completely different things. Two completely different things. So I'm like, I know it's probably going to get really hard. That's what she said. So I pulled it out of the freezer last night. I'm like, I want to have some frozen yogurt. Pull it out of the freezer. I'm like, I know it's going to get, it's pretty solid. So usually I'll nuke, if I have like ice cream or gelato, I'll nuke it for like 15 seconds, get it, so it doesn't bend the spoon, right? So, and I'm sure it's releasing plastics into my bloodstream through the microwave plastic thing. So put it in the microwave for like 15 seconds. It's still rock solid. I mean, it's like fucking ice cube. It's a frozen yogurt ice cube. I'm like, all right, another 15 seconds. Frozen. I bet it was in the microwave for like 2 minutes. Maybe not quite 2 minutes, but a long time. And it was still like rock solid. Eventually, I was like, all right, this was a terrible idea. I'm sure frozen yogurt tastes so good because it's formula. It's got sugars and all kinds of terrible stuff for us. But I was able to get through it. We watched, it was during, we watched The Rip the other night. Well, I watched The Rip. My wife was like, she was not in the movie mood. And I think I had the remote and it was The Rip. I'm like, oh, this Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. I'm like, this is something that both my wife and I will enjoy because we have limited taste in movies. So I'm like, all right, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, we'll both enjoy. And she's like, I'm not really in the movie mood. I'm like, all right. And she's like, I'm just put whatever on. I'm not paying attention. I'm like, okay. So I put it on. It was a good movie. The Rip. Good movie. So last time my wife was in a movie, I was not in a movie mood last night. I'm like, I don't really care. I'm not paying attention. So my wife puts on the movie Jay Allen with George Clooney. Really good movie. I'm like, I saw it. It's like a drama. And I'm like, oh, this is not up for me. I'm always a little concerned when my wife's like, oh, there's a movie I want to watch. And it's usually like not the type of movie that I want to watch. It's not going to be although Adam Sandler is in the movie. It's like, if my wife wants to watch a movie, it's probably not going to be an Adam Sandler movie. Although Adam Sandler was in this movie. It was good. It was an interesting take on like a superstar movie star. And at first I thought it was taking place in like the 1950s. But it wasn't. It was taking place now. So Jay Allen is like the movie star, and then there was like, the storyline with classmate movie or film classmate. And so it was a good movie. Jay Allen, it's on Netflix. Check it out. The Rip on Netflix. Also, there's a series called I just watched it last week. His and Hers. Was that what it was? With like and I binged it in like one night. I think it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. What night? It must have been Wednesday. It was Wednesday when I didn't do a stream, when I canceled my stream. I binged His and Hers. I think it was it Wednesday? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was earlier. I can't remember. But great series with a big twist at the end. So yeah, that's been my weekend. Didn't leave the house until like 9 o'clock last night. Didn't step out. I should say didn't step outside the house. I did leave. I left the yard. I took Ernie to go potty at like 9 o'clock last night. That's the first time I stepped outside. And that's probably the only thing I'll do today, step outside to take Ernie to go potty. But we don't have any football. Although the Pro Bowl, John Keating's favorite Pro Bowl skills challenge is probably on today, right? So I've got shipping to do today. I did the Royal Rumble. I did a daytime stream. It's kind of weird. I did another daytime stream, two days in a row of daytime streams. I did a daytime stream yesterday to the Royal Rumble, wrestling only. And I was texting my buddy Bronco. He was watching, and I'm like, I shouldn't just say the wrestling collector base on live. It's like all collector bases on live. It's like a $20 card sells for $5, and then the next auction quarter card or $1 card sells for $20. And it's like, I just don't get it. So it all works out in the end. Knock on wood. But yeah, like 1987 Topps Bret Hart rookie card. It's a $20 card, $15 to $20 sold on eBay, sold for $5. And then the next one was a Coco Beware that sold for $5. And it's like, and then I think a Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth sold for like $2. It's like, I don't get it. But Coco Beware goes for $5. I don't get it. And then I'd sell like Obafemi. No, if you don't watch wrestling, I didn't even really know who Obafemi was until last night. He was number one in the Rumble, did a ton of eliminations. He was this year's monster in the Royal Rumble. And I think one of his rookie cards sold for like $27, like base rookie card. And unfortunately, the second one was like, as he got eliminated, I think it sold for like 10. I should have just kept running him, but he's getting a push. He's the monster. I don't know if he's a heel or not, but he was the monster in the Royal Rumble. So he's going to be getting a push. I've got a bunch of Obafemi rookies still. I'll just hang on to him until WrestleMania, whenever I do a wrestling show again. But wrestling is always, I mean, every stream is different. Every stream is different. All works out at the end. The base cards tend to oversell, and then the autos, like, I think I'm just going to quit doing autos for wrestling because I get bludgeoned on autos, on wrestling autos. Like, I think, and actually last night wasn't too terrible. The Hogan I lost a little bit of money on. I paid $290 for the Hogan auto, and it sold for $260. What else? The Bret Hart. Oh, the LA Knight, I think, went for 50% comps. I think the LA Knight went for like 50, I think. And I paid about 80 for that, I think. The Diamond Dallas Page, I think I made money on Diamond Dallas Page. I think the Bret Hart auto, I might have lost. That might have went for like 50% comps. What else? I think Booker T was about a break even. I made money on a couple of the autos. I made money on Nia Jax. I think I made money on Kevin Nash. The Hogan 1 of 1 I broke even on. Oh, the Hogan Relic, I think I doubled my money. The Maurice sold for 50% comps. I think I made money on Luger. So, I mean, it all kind of, and then all the base was all paid for. Like, basically everything with the exception of the autos, that's like free cards. My money's already been made on those purchases. So all in all, it was a good day. Tonight, I've got some good stuff. I've got a bunch of slabs. We're back to baseball, football, basketball tonight. I've got a Jackson Dart Silver Prism. I'm going to lose money on that one. It's okay. I've got some stuff I picked up at the card shop on Friday. Diego Pavia, the Vanderbilt quarterback, first Bowman Chrome auto. I got a Wemby out of $3.99. I've got Drake Mays. I've got some random, like, old. I got a Dominique Wilkins autograph. I think I'll make money on that one. I got a Vince Ferragamo auto. I paid $4 for that. I'll probably lose money. I'll probably still lose money. Dennis Rodman auto. I think I'll probably make money on this. How about that isn't that great business? Great business. I think I'll make money on this, but I know where I make my money and I know where I lose my money. But sometimes you have to take those risks to draw people in. Speaking of which, my buddy Mark, who I think is in the chat, I think I saw his name pop up. He sent me a link last night to Heritage Auctions. I'm on the couch watching Jay Allen last night, and I'm like, click on the link that Mark sent me. It's a 1986 Fleer complete set basketball. I've been in the market for a Michael Jordan rookie card. I want to run a Jordan rookie card. I really love doing set breaks. So getting an 86 Fleer set and I want the Jordan graded, and I want a mid-grade Jordan 86 Fleer. So I'm like, oh, wow. And it was at a good price. And I'm like, all right. So I logged in, and I have an account with Heritage, but I'd never bid before. So got everything set up. And I start going through and like, damn, there's a lot of stuff. So I ended up bidding on 7 items. I woke up this morning. I wasn't even drinking last night. I woke up this morning and I'm like, I'm kind of glad I didn't win all 7. It was already an expensive night, but that could have been a really expensive night. So I ended up winning. Here, let's just show it on the screen. I want to keep that window up. I did win the 86 Fleer basketball set. Oh, sweet. It did sign me in automatically. So I think this is my favorite win. Access is temporarily restricted. What the heck? Can I click on this? Access is temporarily restricted. Huh. All right. I'll have to read it to you then. No, I can't read it to you because I can't even click into it. All right. So anyway, I'll read this. I could get to the title. So my favorite win. So I won 3 things. My favorite win was a lot of 450 post and Jello baseball cards, including Mickey Mantle, Roberto Clemente, Hank Aaron, Roger Maris, like all the big name Hall of Famers are in there. They're in low grade. They're low grade. But I got that for 450. So what I pay per card on that, I think less than $3, or maybe it was right at 3 after the buyer's premium. Just over $3 a card. Now there's going to be a lot of dogs in there, but that'll be a fun night. So I'll run a special night of only post and Jello baseball cards. So vintage buyers, get ready. And then just a random. So that was one. The second auction I won, it was kind of random, and it was definitely a dog in this auction. Probably one of the worst items in this auction, but a great item for me. I still love my bulk. I still love my quantity. 29 baseball sets from 1995 to 2021. Now I can't click into it, or can I? Oh, I can. All right. It let me click into it. All right. So this is what it is. I'm going to share my screen now since it let me in. So there's 29. Now, some of the sets are like insert sets, so there's only like 10 cards. So you get So I get 29 complete baseball sets distributed between 1995 and 2021. 1995 Upper Deck Minor League. The 95 Upper Deck Minor League Michael Jordan one-on-one. There's 10 cards in that set. That will bring me probably half of my money back. I'll probably sell those for $10 a card. So I'll probably get $100 just off of that set alone. And that's kind of what, if it was the rest of it, I probably would not have bid on it, but it's like, okay, I know I can make $100 on those Jordan cards. I don't know. Jordan might have a card in that 95 Upper Deck Minor League set. I can't remember who else is in there, but I'm sure there's a few guys. Basically, I'm going to strip these, take the singles out, and the rest goes to the storage unit. 99 Fleer Sports Illustrated complete set. There's some good stuff in there. We're talking like low dollar stuff, but good filler. Like especially if I do a daytime stream where it's like I want to run stuff that I have like nothing into, barely any into. I can run some of this stuff. 99 SP Top Prospects. I don't know who's in that. Like I don't know who's in most of these sets. I knew that okay, based on volume alone, I can do well on this. This after the buyer's premium, $200 for these 29 sets. 96 Fleer Ultra, 96 Fleer Ultra Golden Prospects insert set, 96 Fleer Ultra Prime Leather insert, 96 Fleer Ultra Power Plus, 96 Fleer Ultra RBI King, basically the master set of 96 Fleer Ultra Season Crowns, Series 2. Oh, there's 2 of those sets. Diamond Producers, Fresh Foundations, On Base Leaders, Rawhide, Rising Stars. So a lot of 96 Fleer Ultra, 99 Fleer Brilliance, 99 Fleer Ultra, 99 Tops. The 2000 Topps Subway Series set, 100 card set, comes in a box set. That's like a $40 to $50 set on its own. 0203 Upper Deck Superstars, 07 Ultra, 2009 Topps American Heritage Base. That usually has like presidents and historians. Not usually, it does. Some of those, depending on night, on live, can do really well. 2013 Hometown Heroes and 2021 Archives. And Archives do really well. So that was the set. And let's see. I wonder if it's going to let me click into any of these others. Oh, it did. All right. So here's the 450 oh wait, no, I didn't pay. I paid less than $3. I was looking at my max bid. So I won this for less than $1,200. I thought I was looking at the $1,400 price. All right, so even better. So I paid $2.67 per card. Here I was thinking it was over $3 a card. $2.67 per card. Again, they're poor condition, but still, even a Mickey Mantle in that condition on live will sell for upwards of $50, maybe more. Same with Roger Maris. He does really well. Hank Aaron. There's another Mantle that's in pretty nice condition. There's a Maris. There's the Clemente. You got Willie Mays, pretty rough, but I think the Mazes can still hit maybe 50 on live. Sandy Koufax, another Maris, another Koufax, Drysdale. There's Clement. That's a cool Clement. I like that Clemente there. Hank Aaron, my guy, Ernie Banks. So $2.67 per card. There's 450 total. There's 172 of the 61 post serial. There's 150 of the 62 post serial. There's 23 of the 63 Jello, and there's 105 of the 63 post serial at $2.67 per card, which includes all those heavy hitters. I think that's a pretty good deal. That'll be a fun night. And then the 86 Fleer basketball set. Here it is. Now I put a lot of money down on this one. I'll do a set break. We're going to break this 86 Fleer basketball set on eBay Live to be announced. But it's not all graded, but some of the big cards are graded. I think those might be the only graded cards in the set. I think there's like 10 or 11. Let's see. So this also includes the sticker set too. So you got the Barkley rookie in an 8, Larry Bird's in an 8, Magic Johnson in a 9. The Jordan rookie is in a 5.5, which is right. I've been looking for a 4 or a 5. So to get this in the set, I think I can. I mean, that's half of the money right there. Hopefully, Akeem Olajuwon in an 8, Spud Webb, one of probably my favorite basketball card of that era, in a 7.5. Dominique Wilkins in an 8.5. The Jordan sticker got a 5. Olajuwon in an 8 on the sticker, and Isaiah Thomas. So we'll have some fun breaking the 86 Fleer basketball set. I did bid on. How come I'm not? What the heck's going on? There we go. So I did bid on. There was a 74 Topps baseball set and a 77 Topps baseball set. It ended up going higher than I was willing to pay. What did that set go for? Those sets went for. So I also bid on a 64 Philadelphia football complete set. That ended up going for $1,350. I bid on the 74 and 77, which they went really high. The 74 and 77 baseball sets sold for $925 plus buyer's premium, so $1,130 for the 74 and 77 baseball sets. And the 77 was not even a complete set. It had the bigger cards, but it's 77. I feel like that's I get. I mean, I could have made money. I would have made money doing a set break because I've done a 74 and a 77 before. I would have made money, but it would have been a tight margin. And that's not something. The 86 Fleer basketball set is going to be a tight margin, but it's 86 Fleer basketball. It's a Jordan rookie. It's going to bring more fanfare than a Dave Winfield rookie. The Frank Chance bid 280 on that. It went for $300 plus the buyer's premium. That was like I put in my bet. Actually, I think I went one bid higher, and I'm like, I'm not going to go any higher. And I bid on the Babe Ruth. I bid on the 48 leaf Babe Ruth. It went for $2,200, and that was one of those where it's like even at 2,000, I'm like, ooh, probably going to lose money on this. But it was fun. I'm glad I didn't win those. Let's go to the chat. So that was fun. Like that was my first Heritage auction as a bidder. So thank you, Mark, for the link. And we're going to have some fun with, especially with the 8. Actually, I'm going to have a lot of fun with all 3 of those items, but specifically the 86 Fleer basketball. That's going to be a fun night. I think it's going to draw in a nice crowd. I don't know. I've never bought from Heritage before, so I don't know what their turnaround time is. The All-Star break is in 2 weeks. There's a big NBA. They're pushing NBA hard on eBay Live that weekend. I don't know if I could get them by then, but it would be a really fun break during the All-Star game, which is a Sunday night, which is typically the best night on my eBay live streams. So Zach says, get to the point. Gem City, good morning. Do I get free cards with that $25? Red Light, good morning. Merle's in the house, good morning. What kind of price did you get the yogurt for? Jordan's in the house. What's going on? That 70s card show says, can we get to the point? Or the point. Christian Bridges, good morning. John says, looks like you're wearing a blanket with sleeves. It's nice and comfy. Can you believe it's February 1st already? I love it because February is a short month. I don't want time to go too fast, but February is a short month. And then it's spring training. Love it. Zach says, was she in the Bo mood? Maybe she wanted seductive Bo and not doom scrolling during a movie, Bo. Learn Amy's love language, Diet Coke and belts. That's you nailed it. That's the love language. Cooter, good morning. Did your yogurt have free cards? Cooter woke up to about 177 text messages this morning. Zach says, John, I already made that comment. Gem City says, John, we call that a snuggie. Sorry. Good morning, Gundy. That 70s card show says, Cooter apparently shunning us on handheld devices. There's Mark. Good morning. Pro Bowl was never really a thing. Mark lost the PCL lot. Oh, that's a bummer. Zach says, have you thought about using a glass or water bottle instead of drinking out of a Walter bottle in your own home? Do you own any glassware? I do. I love plastic. I love destroying the environment. Cooter says, no, John, just slept in. Dudes in the house, what's up? Found that message about eBay Live I mentioned. It's a link to an application and questionnaire. Is that how it started for your show? Oh, gotcha. No, so actually they reached out to me. I filled out that questionnaire 2 or 3 times, and it never led to anything. And then I know the guy who now runs eBay Live. We knew each other through social media. He reached out to me back in last March, and said, hey, have you ever thought about selling on eBay Live? And I said, yeah, I've been applying and they won't accept me. And he goes, they will. I'm going to get you in. And that's how it all started. Zach says, no one cares about wrestling. Get back to Illinois high school football talk to cleanse the audience. Wrestling isn't a sport. Why was it on ESPN? Because ESPN now is into sports what MTV is to music. It's sports entertainment. I don't think anybody ever says wrestling is a professional wrestling. I don't think anybody has ever said professional wrestling is a sport. What's going on, SV? John says, I'm surprised wrestlers can even spell their names. Emojis. My generation made ESPN great. Yours ruined it. No, my generation's ESPN was great. It's this new generation, these young whippersnappers, the internet age, whatever they're called now, Gen Z or whatever. Zach says, Jesse Ventura greater than Hogan and most humans for that matter. How many Casio watch you have? 0. I'm not a watch guy. Cooter says, maybe baseball could draw more cards if all the players assumed wrestler names. Probably. My generation had Dan Patrick, Stuart Scott, etc. Get out of here with your free popcorn takes. Agreed. Kyle Tucker plays baseball this month. Dress accordingly. Remember when you held on to the trout because you were waiting on baseball season? You should do the same on dart cards. Well, the dart I'm selling. No, I'm not. You know what would happen if I held on to the dart until football season? It is football season. If I held on to the dart until next football season, the same thing would happen to the Mike Trout. I would lose money. Live and learn. Live and learn. I have a Diego Pavia auto. Where is it at? Same thing. Sell Diego Pavia now. Diego Pavia is a tiny Johnny Manziel in the making. Yep. That's why I'm selling it now. Broncos in the house. The AWA was on ESPN back in the day. That's true. That's true. The old, remember the old John Keating talking about ESPN. Remember the old days of ESPN? There was like log rolling, wrestling. Dan Patrick is my age, and Zach, don't claim as is yours. Cody, good morning. Went to the Milwaukee show yesterday. Seemed packed, but I think the autographs took up a good part of the room. Madison Card Show is a much better setup with sports and Pokemon rooms. That's good to hear. It's good to hear. Yeah, autographs always bring out, let me rephrase that. Big name autographs at big, like Chicago Sports Spectacular, brings in a lot of people because of the autographs. So that's the thing. And they had big names yesterday. So people were coming out for autograph. Brett Favre was there. I don't know who else was there, but they had some big names. SV says, 1 viewer, it's me. 21 viewers. You might be the only mobile viewer. Dan Patrick did morning radio where I live before ESPN. Stop thinking Rocky was a real boxer and tear the statue down. Free card with purchase. John said, food isn't taxed in some states. Double check whether you need to pay sales tax on food issues. Gem City says, I bought a 1977 Top Series 1 blue Princess Leia yesterday. I'll send it away for a few months to the gods at PSA. Fingers crossed. Good luck. Do you consider 1986 Fleer basketball a vintage set? So this is an interesting question. So I consider 1986 Fleer basketball, in my opinion, I consider 1986 Fleer basketball the beginning of the modern era of basketball cards. Pre-86 vintage. Similar in football. I feel like early 80s football is kind of that vintage still. In baseball, I'm pre-1980. 79 on back. That's my interpretation. Everybody has their own interpretation of vintage. If I was 10 years old, if I was Porter, I would think 1999 was vintage. But in my opinion, 86 Fleer basketball is kind of the dawning of the modern basketball card era. And then it's kind of, for me, it's kind of then the early 80s is kind of like that gray area, kind of like the 40s and 30s and 40s. Like, is it pre-war or is it vintage? And I make that line pre-war, pre-52. I consider like 52 the start of vintage. And then before that is pre-war. But there's like a gray area because there was, I guess, pre-Korean War. So that's kind of my thought process. Football doesn't really, it's kind of hard for delineation because like 86 Fleer was the start of modern basket because we had Star in 83, 84. And I don't know, was there a Star set in 85? I can't remember. But, football, it's like we had all those sets. So where's that line in football? And I still consider like early 80s football vintage. Mark says there are some odd names in the Post cereal sets that are rare because they weren't highly printed on boxes as Post wanted to print the stars. Yeah, I've got to do my homework on that because I know there are some really valuable Post like short prints. I don't know if they're in the 61, 62, 63, but I do know in some of those sets there are some really valuable like commons that you wouldn't think. So I've got to do my homework on that before I run those. So I'm well versed on those. Zach and Porter says Jordan is in that set. John says add shipping and tax. Shipping sets is not cheap. No, I've already looked at the shipping prices. It's probably going to be another $250. Zach says you are going to have a lot of Juan Gonzalez cards. Dad Dude says that would have been good inventory for your old store. A lot of Jeter, McGuire, and early Ichiros. Yeah. And that stuff does well on live. It's just I'll have less stuff to sell, more stuff to junk in the storage unit. Juan Gone getting UNC Bill Hall of Fame treatment. Looks like someone wiped their ass with that Post mantle. Kids in the 60s needed help with scissors. If you paid $2.67 a card, then legally you shouldn't be selling those for more than $3.25 minimum markup law. Are you not keeping the Jordan? Keep it until he dies. Oh, hell no, I'm not keeping the Jordan. That's the only reason I bought that set was for the Jordan and to sell the Jordan. Gem City says set break, as in I pay for a spot and it's random by set number and that's what I get, or you're running each card in the set at $1. Running each card in the set. I'm not into the gambling aspect of breaks. I don't do the gambling stuff. Looking forward to people asking if you have any Elways during that 86-87 Fleer live, right? Bo's nomenclature is off. Sort of like touting a Willie Mays career card. Orlando's in the house. Good morning. Do I get a deal on any of these cards if I use the Card Dealer Pro code? Oh, hey, let's get that up there. I think you can still get 500 free scans by using promo code Cubs when you sign up for any subscription on carddealerpro.com. Zach says you probably lost the Ruth to defensive bidding. Could have been. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with defensive bidding, but I'm okay with not winning the card. Gem City says, morning, Orlando. Stay warm. Red Light says, hello, Orlando. John says, looking forward to the LeBron. No, I'm not. Dennis in the house. Go Cubs, go. Crush and move. Good morning. It's Abe. It's Sal Dougie. Good morning and happy Sunday. Prime card sorting season. Orlando says, I'm freezing in South Florida. It's 40 degrees. Holy moly. My goodness. Georgia, our friend Herman getting hit. They had like 6 inches of snow yesterday. At least, I think. Can't do my walk today. Get a coat, Orlando. Come on. 40. We're wearing shorts when it's 40. Heck, it was 13 the other day, and I'm like, man, it's warm. It's warm today. 13 degrees. I was at the post office. 13 right now. Feels like it's -1. It's 13. I'm at the post office, and I'm walking back to my car. I'm like, man, it doesn't feel that bad out. I get in my car, 13 degrees. I'm like, oh, I guess that's what happens when it's below 0 for multiple days. Zach says, Bo fell backwards into eBay Live. Same with Amy. Just kind of stumbled into it. That dude says, I remember beach volleyball, Australian rules football, and Chris Berman on ESPN. Spud Webb versus Diego Pavia. Who is taller? Might be Spud. Body by Jake is closer to sport than AWA. The World Strongman competition. Bring back the Atlas Stones. Mark says, why don't you do an eBay Live right from the Madison Card Show? Same reason. Because of what happened at Cubs convention. So, I mean, I could, but the internet, I have to pay for the internet. Not that it's, but the internet I mean, I could, but it'd be a pain in the ass. And I don't know how to work OBS still. And I don't want to. Like, I'm stubborn. And it's like, I did like 3 tests. Ended up not getting it to work at all through multiple chat GPT sessions. So fuck it. Not doing, unless there's somebody there that knows how to do it, that can set it up for me. If there's an engineer that knows how to run OBS, then I'll do it. But otherwise, I'm done doing from a show. Now I'll do it from a hotel room. Got to make sure I've got good internet connection. But yeah. Not going to do it. That 70s Card Show says, you telling me Denise Austin ain't sports? Imagine your happiness being tied to a meth head's in Tustin, California opinion. Was there not a set in 1999 named Upper Deck Vintage? There was an Upper Deck Vintage set in the 90s, probably 1999. Zach and Porter says Denise Austin did autos as a shoe during the late 80s. Klein was asked to leave the show for being too handsy. No, Porter knows the definition of vintage, or Zach has failed as a father. Zach says Porter knows what vintage is. Keep his name out of your mouth. You're embarrassing yourself when it comes to sports card eras. Aspromonte. Ken or Bob? Go back to wrestling talk, Mr. Pie Pan. The old Google machine says vintage is something that is 20 to 100 years old. I'm vintage. There you go. Korea was not a war. It was a police action. Skipped history class. I probably did. Found treasures. Well, it's a conflict, isn't it? The Korean conflict. Zach says, why are all those postcards valuable when they were free to purchase? Yeah, it's a good point. Gem City says, well then, I'll be bidding on Charles Barkley, maybe someone else. T206 Wagner, also free with purchase. Now John gets it. Free iguana weather. I'm hoping this cold snap de-bricks all the cards in my storage unit. Fingers crossed. Orlando, I feel sorry for the crashing iguanas. Bo too busy parking cars at the Madison Card Show. That's true. Bo didn't make the Super Bowl roster for eBay. I did not. I know. Who did make the Super Bowl roster? I know Sports Card Nonsense is out there, or heading out there. I thought there was a category for this on the eBay Live. Maybe it's at the bottom because it's still next week. Oh, big game weekend live from the Bay. GS Memorabilia, DC Sports, Tanner & Co. watches, Bargain Hunters breaks. Oh, Black Gold's out there. Wow. Vucom Blez. CBC Sports Cards. I don't know. I don't know who those are. Catch exclusive streams from Vucom, GQ, Blez, and more. No, my paper base, not good enough for the Super Bowl. Orlando says the news here has a number to call for frozen iguana pickup. Vietnam was not a war either. It was a conflict. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Conflict. I reckon you actually have to put out small fires when you are promoting a card show. Why would you want to go live with that roster of needy dealers? Yeah, that's a good point. There is kind of, yeah, that's a great point because I don't realize it. I wouldn't realize it until it happens, till I'm live, and all of a sudden there are like small fires, just like random questions from management at the I had like a few phone calls, like just questions on different. I had a new manager on duty from the convention center, so there's like small things like that. What else? Like if there's theft issues that didn't happen this month, but last month it did. Just randomness. So yeah, it's kind of, I gotta be kind of like on call basically. Denise Austin is too new for John. He's more of a Jane Fonda guy. Korea War is not over, therefore everything is currently pre-war, according to Bo. That's a good point. It's a good point. It was a war to the Koreans. Zach says, Bo too busy giving out bars of soap at the show. Can you imagine? Bitcoin almost up to 79,000. Where's Klein and LRS? Bitcoin 124K was the Bitcoin 1 year high. Big game weekend, like in radio, can't say Super Bowl without paying. That's true. Hitch a ride with Black Gold. Currently walking my dog. There you go. Dear God, Zach, don't say those names 3 times. Let your wife deal with the small fires at the show. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Merle says we call it the big game to avoid getting sued. Do they allow you to sell Girl Scout cookies on eBay Live? Who knows? I've never asked. It is getting to be that season, isn't it? Can we sell Girl Scout cookies at the card show? No. No. All right. That's what I had for today. I'm going to go make some coffee, get some shipping done. Tonight, we're going live at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Central tonight on eBay Live. I've got Jackson Darts Silver Prism. I've got Drake May rookies. I've got autos. I got a Drake May Bomb Squad. What else? I've got a Henrik Lundqvist rookie Gem 95, Acuna auto, and a lot of other. I got a lot of slabs tonight too. Mark says, "Be happy you didn't win the Ruth last night." Yeah, I think I would have got killed on that. I mean, I might get killed on the 86 Fleer basketball, but at least it's not one card. It's 100 and how many cards? And I can spread it out, and some of the stuff will probably sell for way more than it should. The Jordan will probably undersell. But at least I have that, I have over 100 cards to kind of make it all right at the end. Where one card, Merle would get into the thin mint break. Has Mike Tyson trademarked Super Bowl? 143, Mark says. Keatings wins the chat with the Tyson comment. We'll end it on that note. All right. Tonight, 8 p.m. Central. Check us out on eBay Live. I just said us, like I say we, Zach. Check me out on eBay Live. See, me sounds like two. Me. I like saying we and us. Check me out. Check us out on eBay Live tonight, 8 p.m. Central. See you there.